Well, hi there, and welcome to Bijou Studio. This is the place to make art and have fun, and I'm so excited that you're here for the first time, or for those of you that are coming back. So we do a craft project every single week. So this week what we're going to do is something really fun and simple and really beautiful now that it's springtime. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to make sun catchers and also sun flyers. Now, I'm sure you've probably heard of sun catchers before, but not a sun flyer, because I made it up, and it's kind of cool. So the sun catchers you've probably seen before. It's where you use the melted crayons. I'm going to show you two examples here. So here's one in yellow and orange, and that's melted crayons inside wax paper, and then here's a blue one. That's pretty cool. And then you can also do different shapes, and I'll show you how to do those. And I'll show you pictures how beautiful it looks actually with the sun shining through it. You can't quite see it in this picture here. Now this is the other thing that we're going to make is a sun flyer. Now this is really cool because it's made the exact same way as the sun catchers, but what's really neat is it's an airplane and it actually works really well. So when it flies, you can actually see the sun shining through this. It's really cool. So it's a transparent airplane with super cool colors. So anyways, stay tuned for the demonstration right after this. Okay, see you in a little bit. Bye. So first of all, we're going to go through the materials that you're going to need just to do the basic wax paper crayon. And then after this video, I'm going to show you, there's going to be another video demonstration that's going to show how to turn it into a sun catcher and then how to turn it into a sun flyer. So be sure to stay tuned for the next one after this. So first thing that you're going to need is a bunch of paper towels. This project can actually get pretty messy. So what you want to do is cover your whole surface area with paper towels. And here's some magic right here. Ta-da! So make sure that it's all covered with your paper towels. And then the other things that you're going to need, you're going to need an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. This is just a really good size to work on, and this will help with some templates later. Then what you're also going to need is some wax paper. Any brand is perfectly fine. And what you're going to need is 2 sheets that are about as big or a little bit bigger than the 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And you put these right on top. Okay, so you've got that. It's fine if it's not perfect. Then what you're going to need is some crayons. Yay, colors, 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 colors. Now the next thing that you're going to need is a cheese grater. This kind that you can hold in your hand works really good because then you can easily sort of move it around on the wax paper when you're shaving it. Then you are also going to need an iron. Here is an iron right here. You can use any iron that you have in your house. This is something definitely that an adult needs to help with. And the setting that you're going to put it on is going to be one of the lowest. This one I have set to synthetic. But you'll do some tests to see what's going to work the best. But we'll walk through that in a little bit. Okay, so now you have your main ingredients. So we are going to get started. So what I like to do is put a piece of paper down. That just kind of helps me know that it's helpful to keep the shavings right in the middle here. So you're going to take, that's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Then you put down 1 sheet of your wax paper. Just one. And then at this point is when we get to start to do the fun stuff. Here's 2 different groups of colors that actually work really well together. And this is what I mean. It's a good idea to use 3 colors in your sun catcher design paper. And 3 colors, it's really helpful if those 3 colors are all within the same sort of category. And I put these into 2 different categories. One category is the sunset category, and one category is the ocean category. So what this is its sunset colors are colors like orange and red and maybe a little bit of purple and pink and all those sort of colors like that. And then ocean colors are blues and greens and stuff like that. So what you need to do that look really good together is I pick colors. You pick 3 colors from one of these sets. And it can be any combination. There's a pink, a little darker pink, well, kind of a red, a lighter pink, and then an orange. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure to try and cover an area that's about as big as that. It's about as big as the piece of paper. So now you just start, make sure like, don't do what I just did. Make sure you take the paper off because you don't want to grate paper into your design. So make sure to move the cheese grater all over the page so you get an even coverage all over. Okay, so that's the pink. Now I'm going to grab my orange and do the same thing. And you just kind of move over the whole thing and just kind of, you might have to have some help with this too. And always double check because the crayons can actually get grated pretty fast, so you have to keep taking the tape off. Excuse me, the paper. Sometimes it's a good idea to just take it all the way off, then you don't have to worry about it at all. And you might take a look and see if there's some spots, like that's pretty good, and there's some spots that are, you need to fill in a little bit. You don't need to worry about it too much. It's going to be cool no matter what. Okay, so now what you're going to do, get another sheet of wax paper, put it right over the top of that. Now this next part you're going to want to have an adult do for you. So you need to get an iron. And I have my iron set onto synthetic, which is one of the lowest settings that you can do on that. There's two different ways that I like to do it. Sometimes I like to test to see how hot things are and just, oh, look at that, and just put the iron right on top and see how it melts it. And that's actually doing pretty good. I like to see it because it's sort of magic when it happens. See, isn't that cool? Just make it go right over the top. If you kind of move it, see this, it's kind of cool when it does that, but that might be a little too hot on the iron. But you can also kind of, in a way, sort of use it like a paintbrush. Ooh, isn't that cool? You just keep melting it. Make sure to get all those pieces. And I don't like that little thing over there, so put a little bit more over there. Make sure you get the stuff out here. Get that a little bit. Maybe a little more over there. A little more over there. And pretty much voila. See this, it was a little too hot, so it started to make those lines, but it's still cool. Okay, so now what I like to do, at this point, I like to make a stencil. And that's what the 8.5-11 sheet of paper is for. So I like to take a stencil, and this is one that's kind of fun that you could use. Make sure to draw a really simple shape and use as much of the paper as you can. So I have a house shape here with a heart in the middle, which is kind of fun. So since you can see through this, I'm just going to put it right on top of that. I don't know where I'm going to put it. I'll just put it right about there. Doesn't really matter. Just kind of an area where you like all the colors together. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace right on the top of that. Using a Sharpie works best because it will show up really good on the wax paper. Now it doesn't have to be perfect because remember we're just using that as a template underneath. Oh, I forgot to do the heart. And do the little heart right there. So now we move this out of the way. And now we move that out of the way. And then we cut it out. So isn't that cool? We've got the heart cut out. Oh, looks like I missed a little bit of the Sharpie right there. And just cut that off. And then what's really fun, because this is a sun catcher, I think it's really fun to do this. And then with the paper that you have left, it's from the outside, cut out, and I'll actually use this as I can use that as a template, or I can also use this again. I think it's a fun idea to cut out more hearts, and then they can hang from the bottom of that. So you can cut out a shape from here. There's a good heart. And I like the idea of cutting out a heart shape for each member of your family. So for our family, you have Mom and Dad and Cooper. So I'm just going to cut those three out. Like that. And you can use whatever shapes you want. You can make a sun and then make stars around, or you can make a moon and stars. You can make butterflies, or you could make a rocket ship and, blast marks behind it. You could do just about anything that you want. But the simpler it is, the easier it is. So I like to stay with simple shapes, especially when you have different ones, and if they move with the wind, then it's kind of cool to have the shapes be a little simpler because then you can see them. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to make the sun flyer, which is super cool. It's basically an invisible airplane. It's really awesome. So what you want to do is put another 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper down. It's going to be a guide for us. And then take another piece that you've made. This one has all sorts of different colors in it. What we want to do is trace out the size of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Sharpie works really good. Okay. Then we go ahead and cut that. Cut that out. This is what's going to make the shape a lot easier to make. So all we're going to need for this is obviously a pair of scissors, an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and then we're also going to need a stapler. Okay, we've got some nice sunlight coming in here from my skylights in my studio. Okay, so what we're going to do, if you know how to make a paper airplane, then you know exactly what to do from here. But I will go ahead and show you. So basically we're using the wax paper just like a normal piece of paper, how you make a paper airplane. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold this up to match here. So it's cut in half. So it's folded in half lengthwise. And then you're going to fold this down, this top right corner down to here. And you kind of make a little crease with your thumbnail on that side. And then you flip it over and do the same thing on this side. So it comes down to here. And then we're going to keep doing that every time and keep folding it down to match this bottom fold here. You make sure that stays in place when you fold it again. So we fold this side down. See how that matches there? Fold that. You make a crease along there like that. And then we're going to do the other side. And this light, beautiful. I love it. That's what I built my studio with. Skylights in it. I love the natural light. So do that again. And then we're going to do it one more time. And it gets a little harder to make this flat, but you can have an adult help you with that. It's always helpful to kind of push it down and make a really good crease there. See how it actually stays a little bit better when you make a crease. Now we're going to do this side. Make that point nice. Fold that up there. Okay. Now we're in really good shape with this. What I like to do at this point to make it stay, you don't have to, but I like doing this because then it really helps it stay. I like to put 3 staples in it. It's a good idea to put 3 because then it balances your aircraft out a little bit. So I'm going to staple right here somewhere into the front, and you're just stapling this center part here, not the wings that are up here. So I got one right there, one somewhere in the middle to hold this part down there. See that last fold there? And the last one is a good idea to just hold these together here. So I've got one there, and then one at the end. So now you have this really beautiful sun flyer. So this is really great, and I'll definitely take a picture of this so you can see what the sunlight looks behind it. All right, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed everything, and we'll definitely see you next week. Bye! So now what do you have? So what do you have? What's in your hands?
Not paper airplane. Non-paper airplane.
What are they made out of?
Wax paper.
Oh, so these are this is Cooper and Sam demonstrating the wax. They're actually called sun flyers. Here is Cooper and Sam demonstrating the sun flyers. Show them to the camera. Now go!
Before, if you
Okay,
don't
that one
use-
hit me.
If you don't use any crayon, it can be like Wonder Woman's invisible jet.
Nice.